Hi there everybody, hello and welcome. Today we're making another piece of ephemera that actually would stand alone and goes happy mail, or in my case I'm going to put it into my fabric and lace journal. So I've taken a piece of A4, it could easily be US letter size, and I've cut it down to 6 inches. Now I've cut it to 6 inches because that's what fits nicely in my journal. You could make it 7, you could make it 5. You know, it's a movable feast. Right, I'm just going to get my scoreboard out and I'm going to score this at, got it written down somewhere, at 2. Okay. So score it at 2, score it at 2 1/4. Straight in today, aren't we? No messing. Then 7. I promised Mr. F this would be a quick video. So doing my best. And 7 1/4. So just to reiterate, that's 2 inches and 2 1/4 inches. Then 7 inches and 7 1/4. And then you just want to go at 11 1/4. Now I realise for you guys in the States, that's you're only going to be taking off 1/4 of an inch. That's fine. In this case, I'm taking off 1/2 inch. And I'm just turning it around because I find it easier to score from the left-hand side because I'm left-handed. And this piece is going to get cut off. So just to go through that once again. 2, 2 1/4, 7, 7 1/4, and then again at 11 1/4, and this piece is waist there, this piece down here. So that's all our scoring done. Let's see if I can thread that into there. Whoa. So this piece on the end, the piece that I said was waist, let's just cut that off straight away. So I'm just going to the inside of that score mark there and cut that down, and that is waist. Right. So that leaves us with something that looks a bit like this. So what we want to do is score all our lines. Take time to make sure they really are straight when you fold them, that they're straight up the side. So that's 1, and then we're just going to score all of them. Well, we've scored them. We're going to burnish all of them, and that one doesn't want to lie straight, so let's just persuade it. That's it. And then the same with these two. And this one. There we go. So when we've finished, we've got something that kind of looks like that. Okay. And this piece is shorter than this piece. Right, so that's that. So it's going to be an envelope. Yay, you guessed correctly. And I'm just going to take my corner rounders, and this bit, which will be the top flap, as you can see, I'm just going to round those corners off. You don't have to. I just think it looks nice a bit. Ultimately, if you put lace on it, you won't see it anyway, so don't worry about it. Shut my lugs. It's just a little bit here that I didn't want to cut. Right, there we are. Now, ink around all of that. And to save you the boredom of watching me, I have one already done. So I've inked around all of the outside and the folds, and the inside. I didn't need to do the folds because we're going to put a piece of paper over the whole shebang. So I have already cut this to size, I'm hoping. It looks like it's to size, so I'm going to glue it on. Oh, yeah, before I do that I need to round my corners, don't I? Don't know why I thought I didn't. So just either end, unless you've got a pattern that's going up and down. Just take care with patterns that are directional. Right, so let's get some glue onto this. It's quite a big piece. so it'll take a while. But this collar will definitely stay tacky long enough for me to glue the whole piece. So I hope you're all doing well today, and I hope you're all having better weather than we are. It's raining, it's miserable. Again, it always is. I think this is what our summer's going to be like this year, just nothing, not a summer at all. I mean, the nights are lighter, longer, few. That's a bit complicated to say, which is always nice. But that's the only thing really that's changed. The temperature hasn't changed much. Right, so I'm just putting this down with a border. And it's on the wonk, which is no good. Don't want it wonky, thanks. Maybe do one of the longer sides first. This collar has now gone extremely tacky, like ultra tacky. So it's a bit of a wrestling match. Right, that's fine down there, that's fine down there. Oh yes, marvellous. So give that a good press down, then I'll get my bone folder and press it some more. There we go. Right, I don't really want to bend this over into its creases until that's a bit drier, because otherwise the paper sometimes wants to wrinkle up, and I don't want any of your wrinkled paper, thanks. Wrinkled paper is not welcome. Okay, so we can get on decorating this. Now this is the bit that's going up, so this is the direction we want this in. So let's see what we're gonna, well, let's put the back on first, because that's just a plain straightforward piece, and I've cut it out of the collage sheet that came with this kit, and it's so pretty. I just need to make sure that I've got it the right way up, which is that way. Right, okay, let's stick this on, because that can't be the right piece, it's the wrong size. Must be this piece. Yeah, phew. Thought I hadn't cut a piece then. Yeah, I'm not putting any decoration on this because it's the back. And actually, if you're going to stick this into a journal, I don't know how appropriate it is to stick into a journal. It does better, I think, as a kind of floating thing. But if you are, you might not need to decorate the back at all, because it'll be stuck into your journal. But I kind of like it. Well, you'll see when it's finished. You'll have seen, when I'm doing this, you'll have seen loads of other people do this. It's a common thing to see, but I have never done one before, I can tell you. Well, I just did one earlier, which I'll send out as snail mail. But I've never made one in anger. Let's junk journal in anger. Got to wipe my fingers after that collall incident with the inside piece. They're so sticky. Right, so there we are, that's the back. We'll do this piece now, which goes that way. So one of these pieces I'm thinking, and it's that piece, is it? Oh, it's a bit long. What's this piece doing hanging around? Nothing. I don't think it's got anything to do with anything. Right, so I might just need to take off just a whisper of the length. It's just a wee bit long. I just noticed the other night, I was watching Young Sheldon. I found my level. And he was watching Bob Ross. And I heard Bob Ross say, just a whisper. And I thought, blimey, that's what I say. But I wasn't aware that I'd copied it from Bob. Let's just make sure I've got this the right way up. It has got text on it. Yeah, that's perfect now, so let's just stick that on. Yeah, Bob Ross whispers. I mean, he whispers anyway, doesn't he? He's got a really soporific sort of voice. But yeah, I've nicked whispers from him. Couldn't nick it from a better person, I say. Well, I've decided, guys, to make a quilt. All this sewing and my new sewing machine and everything else, it's quite got me in the mood for sewing. So I'm going to make a quilt. I haven't made one for, I don't know, 5-6 years maybe, something like that. Maybe even longer, to be honest. I used to make baby quilts all the time. Personalised one, because I've got an embroidery machine, so I could personalise the name of the baby, the date the baby was born, sometimes even where it was christened or baptised, loads of information. I just used to embroider whatever people wanted on it, really, you know, with regards to babies. Right, so we've got those done. This needs a bit of fancying up, so I've chopped out this piece of ephemera from the kit. It's really pretty, but it needs to be inked around, otherwise we just won't see it. It'll just fall into the background. So I'm going to ink around it, not over that, because sometimes bits come off your inker, your daub, should I say, and when you go to move them away, they make a mark. So it's a good idea not to do this over your best work. There we are, and I'm just going to run around it as well with the tea dye. Just give it a bit of extra bit of definition. So just right on the edge. You can't really see it, but you notice when it's there. It's one of those strange things. So that's it. That's given that a little bit of definition. So that wants to go there. Well, I don't know if it wants to, but that's where it's going. And I've also got some frou-frou stuff to go on it. I've got some die cuts. I've got some of the flowers from the kit. I'm not exactly sure where these are going, but they're going on here somewhere. I've got a big flower. Maybe that's too big, I don't know. And another leaf along there. I think that looks very nice. Yeah, very nice. So let's stick them on. Sorry, this is a bit tedious. There is nothing I can do about it, I'm afraid. Well, I could really. I could go in and edit it and speed this up, but it won't take that long. I'm sure it won't take that long. Right, so if we're putting those there, this is... Oh, I haven't stuck... Ooh, no. That was nearly a boo-boo, wasn't it? Let's just wipe that glue off the back of there. I haven't stuck my piece of ephemera down. Got carried away with myself. Right, let's stick this down then, shall we? That's probably the best thing to do. So this is going to have sort of accordion type interior, but if you don't want to do an accordion type interior, just make the envelope up as normal, and then you'll have, you know, a pretty envelope. So let's see if we can get this straight along there, almost to the bottom, well over to that side. Bob's just had a bath. It's never his favourite pursuit, but the funny thing about it is when he comes downstairs, the cat doesn't recognise him. And it's really funny, the cat starts spitting at him and everything, and Bob, so glad to be out of the bath, is running around like a lunatic with complete zoomies. So it's quite funny. It does amuse me. I know the cat's kind of afraid, but it still amuses me, sorry. So yeah, I think that's all right there. pretty. That's what we're after. So I have printed out the entire Artie May's Foxglove Junk Journal kit, and it's a big one as well. Foxglove Bliss it's called. So my next project, paper project, is going to be using that. Haven't quite decided how I'm going to use it yet, whether I'm going to make a fairly sort of traditional journal, I don't know, haven't done one of those for yonks, or something, an accordion book, I don't know yet. I honestly can't tell you because I don't know. And the other thing that I've just said that's going on is I'm going to make a quilt. And I'm really looking forward to that because I'm going to use Tome fabric and Cathy Holden fabric. So it'll be a really nice mix of that. I've got some Cathy Holden fabric winging its way from America as we speak because Keong very graciously agreed to mail it to me. So I couldn't get it any other way, it's just not available here. So it should be arriving, and that's more like the Ephemera pieces again that I've used before. You've seen me use before, the Cathy Holden ones. These are the same but different. So I thought they might make nice sort of appliques on the Timmy quilt. I don't know, I'll see. It's all kind of in my head at the moment. I'm not going to be using a pattern, that's for sure. I just don't think Timmy suits, you know, Jailhouse Steps or Nine Patch or anything. I think he suits a bit more waywardness. But having said that, I might end up with just stripes, and that might show the Timmy fabric off to its best. Don't know. I do not know. It's simmering away on the back burner. So we'll pop that one there. Okay, so I think that's looking quite nice. It's looking pretty. Right, I think we can dare to fold this now. So what I'm going to do is just support it behind and just gradually fold that over. I can hear the glue, so it's not stuck properly yet. Hopefully that will be okay. Yeah, that's fine. And then this one, same thing, just don't push it too hard to begin with. Just gently does it. Yeah, that's fine. So now we can fold them over and burnish those in. This one as well. There we go. And this one. Let's make sure that's square. It doesn't look square. That's it. And the other one, the one remaining one that there is to do. Alright, so that's that. Okay, so we're all done inside. There's a bit of a lump there. Should leave it as long as you can. I've done this too quickly, really, for its own good. So that's going to go like that. You can still see our very pretty flat front bit, whatever it's called, front of the envelope. And we've just got this flap to decorate now. So I have some paper that I have cut to size. This is the same as the stuff inside, and it's very pretty. So I'm just going to trim off my corners. There we go, and stick that down. Then I'll just decorate that, and there's just the inside bit to do. Comes together really quickly when you've done all the prep. Then we'll see where it's going to go in the journal. Right, so lovely, good fit. Good job, Bob. I don't know where I heard that from. We've been saying it for years, so it must be in a very old television program or something. Good job, Bob. There we go. Lovely. So just a little bit of decoration on that. And I'm thinking these lovely rows, these would look very pretty on there. And I'm also thinking some of this lace. So I think I'll put the lace on just right at the bottom and then put the rosebuds just above it, kind of there. Right, so let's do that. So just along the, well, just a little bit up, because we've got that corner, we've cornered it. Maybe we shouldn't have done that actually, it'd probably been easier if we hadn't. Too late was the cry. There we go, let's just stick this lace on there. It's got a really crinkly bit at the end, so I'm just going to avoid that. Could do with being ironed. Some people get their hair tongs and pass the lace through it, and it really straightens it out. It's a darn good idea, that. Not my idea. Right, so I'm going to cut this sort of just fairly straight down there. That's not straight. Like that. And this one the same. Right. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay, so let's stick these on. Now these are always little blighters to stick on. They're quite thick and I don't know, they just don't like sticking on. So I'm going to put that half on the paper and half over that lace. So I can cut that off there, and I think it'll be just too long, but that's okay. So I'm going to put my glue down just right on the top of above the lace. Put quite a bit of it down because I tell you, this is terrible stuff to stick. It just absorbs all your glue in a heartbeat. And then I'm going to put some on the top of the lace. Once again, I'm being quite generous here because the lace will want to absorb it, and so will the roses. So I might have to come back at a future date and give it a bit more glue. That's okay if that's what happens. Right, so it's so pretty though, it's worth all the fussing. There we go. Oh, that's gorgeous, isn't it? So I can just chop off this last little rose. Sorry mate, no room at home for you. So we'll just ignore that, we'll pretend it's stuck. It might have done, it might have stuck, but then again it might not have done. So we just need to decorate this top flap. So this label comes with the kit, as do these words. So I'm thinking I'll put that there, like that. I've got that one little rosebud, I could put that there, couldn't I? That would look really nice. Oh, I like that. Okay, let's do that. Good idea. That wasn't what was planned, I can tell you. Not far off, but wasn't what was planned. Right, let's see if we can get this straight then. About there, I think, looks approximately straight. Lovely, and put my word in the middle. It says imagine. I like that. I didn't want anything too heavy. Although of course they all weigh the same. There we are. Now getting this in the middle might be a different matter. I don't think that's too bad actually. Looks okay. Right, I'm going to stick a load of glue on the back of this. And just stick it there. It's just one flower, but doesn't it look nice? Oh, you can't see, you're miles away. There, doesn't that look nice? Just a little bit of frou-frou-ness. Right, so I also want some of the flowers that are the fussy cuts from these ones here. So I'm thinking I perhaps want that. Maybe just over that word there. And then I've got some... Oh, what I must bear in mind is this is going to have a button and string closure. Excuse me. So let's make a mark where that halfway mark point is. So it's 6 inches, as we know. So I need to make a mark at 3. It's about there. Maybe back a bit because, yeah, about there. I'll say about there. And I've already made my button. You've seen me make these, maybe even on the last video, to be honest. So I'll just pop that in. So I'm going to make my hole first with the largest size. Like that. Get myself a little eyelet. You can use a brad. Nothing stopping you using a brad. If you do, though, I would put something on the back to cover it. You know, maybe punch out another circle. So you can just put it on the back to hide the brad legs. The brad legs. I don't know why that's funny. It just amuses me. So that's going to go in there. Let's get this set. That's perfect. It's behaving itself. Right, so there we are. We've got... Oh, I was going to put a butterfly on there, wasn't I? Well, it was going to be a flower, wasn't it? Now I've changed my mind to a butterfly. Yeah, I'm going to put a butterfly there. And I might put one on the other side as well, a smaller one. We'll see. There we go. So I'm just going to pop that kind of just over that start of the word imagine. Like that. Lovely. Make sure it's stuck down properly. And I've got a smaller butterfly here. That I think would look quite nice over there. Just balance it a little bit. There we go. Just pop that there. Oh, well, wherever he wants to land, really, it's up to him. There we go. So that's that. So now all we need to do is the little accordion pieces for the centre. So I'm using 3 book pages. You could use more. So I'm just using an old sort of herbally type book, and as you can see, I ripped it really quite badly getting it out. That doesn't matter. So take your page, fold it in half so the top meets the bottom, crease it in, get your bone folder, make sure that's creased. Right, so it's 6 inches wide, but I want my insides to be 5, so I'm going to chop it down with a little guillotine. And I'm going to take a little bit off one side and a little bit off the other. I don't want to take the whole bit off just one side. And that probably then would leave a margin or something. So I'm going to cut that down to 5.5 there. turn it round and cut it off to 5, which is the finished width we're looking for. Then I want to make it, cut it down this way, because I want it to be just less than that. So that comes out to 3.5, because that's 4 inches there, so 1/2 inch less is 3.5. Okay, so I'm cutting that to 3.5. Make sure you cut it off the end with the open pages, otherwise you won't have a pocket. So cut that to 3.5. There we go, and that's one of our little pockets. Now you could, if you like sewing, you could sew up each side, you could glue up each side. I'm going to do something that I saw Dawn at Book Vandal shop doing, and I really liked it. She just ran it. Actually, I'm not sure she did glue it. I think she just used washi. I'm not for trusting washi. Just a bead of glue down there, and then a bit of washi tape, half on your page, half off. Tear that off. Bead of glue down here and fold it over. There we go. That's lovely. Give it a bit of a burnish. Cut your ends off. Same on the other side. Half and half. Just fold it over like that, and that's that done. And you'd be glad to know that I've already done the other two, because I'm prepared today. Cut that, that's all your ends that you don't need. Right, where are my other two? Here they are. Right, so I've got 3 of these, and I want to place them all with the opening part to the top, and then we're just going to glue them. So I am going to take this over to here, line it up so I can see where half is. Measures 5 inches, so half is 2.5, and I'm just going to put a line of glue up there, and then maybe, I don't know, make it a good 1/2 inch wide, something like that. That sort of width. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it on top of this one. Make sure you line it up nicely. Like that. Lovely. Yeah, that's nice. Give it a good bit of a press. And then the next one, where's the top there? Just make sure before you do it. Well, at this stage you could still turn it round, but if you glue it into your book upside down, I don't think there's any recovering from that position really. There we go. Same thing, line up this with your other pockets. It doesn't want to line up, it just wants to be awkward. There we go. It really does want to be awkward, that one, but there we go. Right, so we've got these glued together. Yay, look at that. So I'm just going to do the same thing on the outside of it, which is down here. And place this into our little journal. So it's 1/2 inch in from each side, just down onto your gusset. Press that. You might need to get your bone folder under that just to give it a good press down, as you can't really get your hand in. There we are. And then the same here. Trying to get it at the halfway point if I can. And then just fold that over like that. Press it down. Then you need to get your bone folder in again to press that down properly. There we go. And there we have it. Look at that. How pretty is that? It's really nice, isn't it? Simple things, they say, amuse simple people. So I'm amused. So there's our envelope. We'll put the string on in a sec. It's really, really pretty, isn't it? It's very nice. Then you open it up and look at that. And you can, of course, put bits of ephemera, whatever you like in there. You've got the gusset, so it will take a bit of stuff going in there. And because we use the washi tape on the ends, it looks really smart, I think, anyway. So that's that. Let's just put our string on. I'm just going to use hemp for this. Don't need masses, I don't think. So just tie it around your button. Oh, before I do that, I'm just going to go around under there. Just ease it a bit. Just so as we can get the string under it. I think that'll be all right. Time will tell. So yeah, put your string under it. You've seen me do this umpteen times. Tie a knot under your button. Not so tight that you're going to force that eyelet out. I've done that a time or two as well. Like that. Chop off this loose end, and then that just goes round there, round, oh well, maybe that side, round there, just a bit sort of under the button, and then comes up. Ooh, I didn't have too much to spare. And then round there, and that'll hold it in place. Lovely. There we have it. A lovely little accordion. Isn't it pretty? I really like this part here. It's lovely. The time it takes to cut those die cuts, and you're cursing as you do it, because nobody likes cutting die cuts really, do they? But I do think it's worth it. It just adds quite a bit to that. So that be that. Let's see where we're going to put it in our journal. Let's be sure that we haven't got anything dirty hanging around, because I do not want to get any marks on it. There we go. Right. It's getting really fat now, this journal. Really fat, but it's lovely. Okay, so in the first page we've got this little, it's a fold-out journaling card really, with a window and some flowers behind, butterfly. Die cuts, you know. And that just fits into there very nicely. Then here we've got that really big piece of ephemera. It's kind of like a journal on its own, to be honest, but it's going in there because it fits in there, and it was made to go in there. Then over the page we've got this that we made, do you remember? Little trifold with a tag on the end. So that goes in there, held closed by our mammoth altered paper clip. But it's kind of nice, isn't it? So that goes into that lacy pocket there. And smooth that out. There we are. Then in the envelope, what's in the envelope? Let's have a look. We've got the stationery set that I made yesterday. So I bound it all up. There's 2 sheets and 2 envelopes. Bound it up with this faux silk ribbon. Beautiful. In a very blush colour. And they fit in that envelope so well, I think. Just perfect for the job. So let's just tie that up again. You can see I've used this trim, this pink trim, a lot throughout this project, but I don't think I've overused it. I've just used it a lot and it goes perfectly, so why wouldn't I? There we go. Then in the back of the envelope we've got these tags that I made. There's 5 in descending or ascending, whichever way you look at it, sizes, and they're all covered in lace. So they're really, really nice, I think, and they fit in that pocket there. And then in this pocket we've got this. What was this? Saying we've got this, I can't remember what this is. Oh yes, it's the little journal, isn't it? Yeah, it's the little journal with the envelope flip flap. Yeah, that's nice. That I like that. I might have to rethink the string though. Although I think it's okay. I thought it was a bit too thick, but I think it might be all right. It's kind of wearing into its job. So that goes in there. Then on the back of that, we've got an empty pocket. And then on the very back page, we've got an empty pocket. And that's where I thought this would go. Because it's quite, I've sewn down the sides. So it's actually quite a small pocket. And that just fits in there. You'd think it had been made to measure. Oh, hang on. It was. So that's going to fit in there. And that just leaves us one more piece of ephemera to do. Piece for in there. And then it will be off to its new owner. I know quite a few of you have asked about it, and I have to tell you, you know, I've told you all along it's sold. You need to get in quick because this is gone. It's on its way to America to a lovely, lovely lady. So one more piece of ephemera, which hopefully I might get done tomorrow, and then I can get it parcelled up and sent off. So thanks for joining me today. I will see you as soon as I can, be it tomorrow or the day after or whenever, and we'll get this finished and get a new project started. So thanks for joining me. Bye for now.